We want to put some extra virgin oil on, and we're going to put 2 times the oil, balsamic vinegar. 1 part there. We got our salt. Put some flavoring, some pepper. And mamma mia, tell me what you got there. One beautiful, heartbreaking salad. Look at how easy that was. Don't leave that channel, we'll be right back.
I love Chef Lou. Aside from being a great chef, he's just a great personality and an entertainer.
And he's really famous. Everybody knows who Chef Lou is.
I mean, he's somebody that's made to be on television. He loves what he does. You know, that comes across, his passion.
He relates to an audience really well.
He wants you to feel relaxed, like he's relaxed in the kitchen setting.
I love the part when he puts it on and he says, I just love the Parmesan cheese. He said, Parma, you gotta have stuff with Parmesan cheese.
Cooks it the way he likes it, and he tells it the way it is, and he just has a great dynamic personality.
He's just an awesome man. Chef Lou's the best.
I love being on TV because I think I do a super job. I grew up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, on the south side of Bethlehem. I came from the bottom of the last step on that ladder. I never looked at myself as a mini star or anything. Maybe I might be up here, but in my mind, I don't look at people that way. I'll stop and talk to anybody, and on my show, I'm the same way on the outside. I got my passion for food when I was younger because I spent a lot of time with my nonna, that's my grandmom in Italian, and my mom. You know, they weren't workers, they stayed home and they cooked the family meals. And that's when I started to get my love for food and different styles, but I wanted to do my style of Italian cuisine, not the old type of style. Hi, I'm Chef Lou, and I'm here at the Hazelton Ramada Inn on Route 309. I come here and I stay here every time I come up from Florida to do my shows. I've been doing the shows here at WYLN. I'm starting my 11th year now, so I got to be doing something right that they keep getting me coming back. We're going to be going to some stores that I get my specialty items for the shows that I use. I like to go down to Cirillo's Custom Baskets. He got an Italian specialty store. From there, we'll go over to Tyrone's Market, and then we'll go down to Gould's and we'll get some great produce. And we'll get all these supplies and we'll go back to the set and we'll get ready to prep for the show tonight. Okay, we'll get going here then, John. This car here is belongs to the owner, Pat Gantz of the WYLN. And every time I come up here, she gives me this old town car to drive around with. But I tell you what, it's really reliable. We're gonna go down to Joe Cirillo. He's a good friend of mine. He's my partner in the business. We really hit it off right from the bat when I first met him. We're like bookends. He's a little shorter and fatter. I'm a little taller and fatter. Okay, we're here at Cirillo Custom Creation. It's the finest Italian specialty store in the Hazelton and surrounding areas. And my Goomba here, Joe, how are you today,
hey,
pal?
Louis. Nice to see you.
What I'm coming here for is a great bottle of olive oil. I'm doing a cold antipasta tonight, and this one has a great fruity flavor. It's my special olive oil that I use on the show all the time.
Okay, regarding our Chef Lou product line, we have our smooth marinara, our regular marinara. We have the Chef Lou famous tomato bruschetta, and then we come up with a roasted pepper bruschetta, which is equally as good. Very nice, great on sandwiches.
You ready to move on to the next spot?
We're ready to go.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I always wanted to be a chef, even when I was a small kid, but I didn't have enough money to open up a nice Italian restaurant. So I started off with a fast food restaurant called the Doggy Bag because it was all takeout.
Did you have doggy bags that said doggy bag on it?
Oh yeah, we had a hot dog with a face on it, and that was our logo. And then we made enough money and we bought a bar restaurant, and I made it look like a little Italian restaurant down in Italy. It was long and narrow, and I had wall murals painted on the walls, and it was quite a restaurant. I was there for 9 years, and my health started breaking down. My arthritis started getting real bad on me. And, you know, in the kitchen, you're from morning to night standing on your feet. You know, in my mind, yeah, I'm 25 years old, but from the neck down, I'm 105, you know. And I don't like people seeing me in a cane or a walker. So I got out of the restaurant and I went into food vending at art and crafts festivals. I was selling roasted peppers, mozzarella, meatballs on a stick.
I've never heard of meatballs on a stick.
Yeah, they were good. I used to keep them in the beef broth and put them on a stick, and they were a big hit. People loved them. We're going to go to Alter Street and we're going to go to Tyrone's Market. We're going to be pulling up to Tyrone's right here, and I'm going to wait till this guy gets out and we'll pull right up by the front door. That way I won't have to walk so far. 41.
It's been here since 1941, and we try to keep on the same tradition that my father and uncle tried to carry on. You know, quality, good service.
Here is the finest meats that you could possibly get. This is why I shop here for the show all the time.
He's a good guy, good cook. You can't ask for anything more.
If you had to compare Chef Lou to some of those celebrity chefs on the Food Channel, how does he stack up?
He's more down to earth, and he doesn't pull any punches.
Here it is, guys. My third cookbook is called Al Dente, all about pasta. My first one was called Italian Cuisine. The second one was called Don't Burn the Garlic. And we're going ahead and we're selling the books today and doing a book signing. Book signings, I try to do them about 5-6 times a year. I try to do them when I come up from Florida and I'm doing my shows up here at WYLN. And I try to connect with some book signings in local different stores.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to get back to Florida. I fly back Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you much.
And away we go, guys, right? If you want to come up tonight, 6:30, the door's open.
I'll let you know. Maybe the next one.
Okay,
Okay?
sounds good.
Thanks again.
All right, ciao.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, down.
See ya.
Gotta go down to Gould's Market. Everything's always nice and fresh. And then we'll take all the products and we'll get back over there to the set and we'll start prepping for the show tonight. Needs to stop raining, huh? Hi. How are you? How you doing, guys? Hi. Tell you, it really makes shopping easy when you use these electric cars. I need a knee replacement and I got rheumatoid arthritis real bad. They let me use an electric car and it's a lot easier for me to get around. Okay, I'm at Gould's Market and I come down here for all my fine produce. I used to go to Wegmans, but Wegmans is so far away up in Wilkes-Barre, and I found a spot down here right in Cunningham, and I'll tell you what, their produce is so great. John, I know him about 5-6 years and he takes real good care of me down there.
How would Chef Lou's show stack up to some of those Food Network stars?
Oh, he deals with the real people and he deals with real products that he can get here. He doesn't have to go, you don't have to go to any kind of exotic place, and he makes his meal as good as anybody you'd ever see. I got one for you before I go. A customer told me this one. Woman walks into a supermarket, she's shopping with her daughter, stops in the middle of the aisle and she does this. Her daughter says, "What are you doing?" She says, "I'm checking my shopping list." She said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, I need a head of lettuce, 2 breasts of chicken, some Pepto-Bismol, and a bottle of Fantastic."
Fantastic, huh? That's a good one. That's the nice. I'm gonna have to get up here and get a bag. If you never went ahead and roasted Brussels sprouts, it's unbelievable. Zucchini, the yellow squash, an eggplant. The quality of the produce I rank is #1. They have very good produce. They got good refrigeration here that makes the produce stand up well. You working hard, are you?
Oh, I'm not even punched in yet.
Oh, okay. Have a good day. Hi. Sold out show tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I think they're all females coming in tonight. We're going to go to Jimmy's Hot Dogs. I'm a hot dog connoisseur, believe it or not. For being an Italian chef, I just love hot dog. The average person don't even want to know what's in a hot dog, but they're good. They're so good. So when I come in the Hazleton area, I like to go down to Jimmy's and grab a hot dog for something quick. I'm going into Jimmy's Hot Dogs. It's one of my favorite places to eat a hot dog here. Hey guys, how are you? You don't mind we do a little filming? This is it. I like to come down here to Jimmy's for a great hot dog before I go up and start prepping for the show tonight.
We've been here since 1937. We're third generation, and we're really old school. We try to keep things all the old way.
And what makes your hot dogs better than everyone else?
Oh, let's see. A lot of tender, loving care. We get our Franks especially made for us. It's Grandpa's chili recipe. We mix our own mustard, chop all our own onions by hand. I've known Chef Lou for a couple of years, but I've been watching him for more than that.
Oh yeah? Is he pretty famous around these parts?
Oh, I'd say, sure he is.
Just a little mustard on it, pal. Now they got the all beef hot dog that has that garlic aftertaste. So I myself kind of like the beef and the pork blend one. And when you get them, they're fully cooked. All you're gonna do is grill them. I enjoy it. I love a hot dog. I've been doing a show for 11 years now. I came up here to do my food vending at the Food Fest. And right next to where my stand was WYLN. So the manager came over and he started talking to me, and I gave him a little bruschetta and some meatballs. So about a week later, I sent him up the tape. He says, you gotta come up here for lunch. That's how I started doing the TV show. We're coming up to WYLN here now. So we're just gonna go up to the electric eye. You gotta give them your ID and flash it over the signal, and it opens the garage doors for you. It takes time to prep for a show. Everybody thinks, you know, that meal comes together in that 22 minutes that I'm doing filming. But it really doesn't. I do a lot of prepping before the show to get everything ready to start cooking it. This is a little room where the people come back and eat after the show. So put the food on the table and so forth, and then they sit down and eat. And this is my new kitchen, my prep kitchen that they put in.
How long does it usually take you to prepare for a show?
It takes maybe about an hour. Takes about an hour by the time you get all your ingredients ready. My show has such a popularity because it's so down to earth. I'm using food that they could get anywhere and do Italian cuisine quick and easy. On the Food Network, 80% of the chefs, they make things people don't even know what it is, what the ingredient is, and where to find that ingredient. So they watch it for entertainment, but they're not learning anything from it.
Chef Lou is our biggest star here, and you know, he's so down to earth and he's just a fun guy.
What are some crazy Chef Lou stories that you can tell?
I can't tell those. Okay, you're gonna turn red.
Yeah,
I remember.
You got me blushing again.
Well, Chef Lou, you know, you can tell me, Chef Lou lives in Florida right now. Not long ago, you used to like to go in the swimming pool, and you had this clothing optional belief, right?
Yeah.
And I think a bunch of the family came visiting one time.
Right.
And
there I was.
And there you were. There was Chef Lou.
In my birthday
In
suit
your
in the
birthday
pool.
suit. and that's my funniest Chef Lou story. Chef Lou is the image of WYLN. And that's why this set. I mean, you know, you start off with a hot plate. I wasn't here then.
2 hot plates.
2 hot plates.
And a typewriter table.
It was a nice looking set for TV, but it was crammed in with the other sets that we have. But I don't think you're going to see a larger cooking studio in northeastern Pennsylvania than this.
YLN technically is classified as a low-power television station. Basically what that means is that we're restricted to 1,000 watts of transmission power. Theoretically, we pass 500,000 households.
Well, what has Chef Lou meant to YLN, just in terms of raising the profile?
His popularity is phenomenal. It's his personality. What you see is what you get.
So it seems like a rowdy crowd out there.
Yeah, they're so excited.
The Gans family, I just love them and they love me, and we just have a great time here at WYLN.
He's my buddy, aren't you, Lou?
What's your
sure are,
favorite?
Pat. We go back, 11 years now?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What's your favorite thing about him?
The garlic. I'm only kidding.
The garlic, huh?
Garlic.
Nice.
No, personality. That's what it's all about.
That's,
right, Lou?
that's right, Pat.
And the heart.
Now, would you ever trade him for a Food Network star?
Hell no, because he's my Food Network star. Oh, I said hell.
This isn't any Food Channel, let's go out and search and find talent. This was a guy who, matter of fact, Lou is self-taught. He didn't go to any culinary arts school or anything like that. He's all self-taught.
Well, you know, I like Emeril. He's my hero because he done more for the food industry than anybody in the country. He is my hero. Bobby Flay, I get a kick out of because he could do anything. And Mario Baltali, I love him. 90% of the things he makes, I wouldn't eat. Pig's feet and pig stomach and alpha-vote-ba-boodly-doo. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be eating that stuff. How could you not like Giada? I mean, she's so lovely. She shows her bust all the time. And that's what draws you right to that TV station of hers.
Sometimes we get a little scared of some of the things he comes out with while he's on the show.
This is what you call Italian love. I got big hands, but they're very delicate for a big guy. Oh my God, does this feel great. And that chicken is loving it.
You know, don't worry, all you alcoholics out there, because the alcohol burn off.
I opened a bar restaurant up, and that's the worst thing I ever done because you never know when your best friend had one too many drinks.
Or you got to cut the testicles off the calamari.
So I said, I've got the calamari here, and I'm going to do, which is the squid, and I'm going to cut the testicles off instead of tentacles, and that was there, and the people got the biggest kick out of it.
By one time he was demonstrating knives, and he said, "To hell with them Germans, don't buy their knives, what they ever do for us."
You know, they go out and make these German knives that cost $400 or $500, and what good are they? These utility knives that you buy for $12 are just as good. We got a lot of emails here at the station and saying, why did Chef Lou say it about the Germans, you know? We got to put the Greek and Italians in here. Or they get mad, they start calling the station. You know, everybody says to me after they hear me talk, and you had to come from New York. You're the people that made me come back again for a new series because of the way you've been calling. No, I come from Pennsylvania. I never lived in New York.
Last week he said something about the kids in Lehigh Valley. The kids in Hazleton are so good, but the kids in Lehigh Valley are only looking for their drugs.
It's them kind of things you come out and say that you don't mean to say, but when you're filming, your mind is racing.
Any other crazy things that you've had to edit out?
We never really edit anything out. I am going to edit out that piece about Lehigh Valley.
Don't marry him. Where is he? Don't marry the guy. Don't marry him. You don't like cheese and you don't like vegetables. She should not marry him.
His whole thing is to get in and out of the kitchen in 20 minutes. And he does 22 minutes of video in a show. That's the whole show. It really is, start to finish. We come in, we'll start taping the segments, and before you know it, you've done a complete show. We're going to get started. We're going to make camera substitution here, and we'll get going.
Man, my bald head's really shining out here. I have a bad knee and hip, so I sit down when we do commercials.
Okay.
Welcome to Chef Lou's show, and I'm Chef Lou, and what a great, fantastic crowd we have here tonight. We got some older people, we got some younger people, and I'm going to teach you how to do 2 quick pasta dinners, and if we have time, we're going to put a heartbreaking salad together. So let's get ready to the show. I have my pan going. It's a nice...
What amazes me is the people that I meet on the street, they're a big Chef Lou fan. Oh, you guys do Chef Lou. I have his cookbooks, I have this, I buy his product. He has a high school following, believe it or not. They love him, whether it's for his comedy.
One time I got my cuff burning as I'm pouring the pasta on a dish. Didn't feel too good.
Lou has the type of personality that attracts people, it draws people in. He'll tell you he saved marriages. I've had women tell me. I've had men tell me that he saved their marriages because they learned how to cook.
They love me, believe me what I'm telling you. Not for my body, but for my cooking. I got their husbands cooking now. You got tuna fish in the one, protein, okay? You got that little bit of heavy cream, gives you the calories, that's what happened to me.
Right, stand by for applause, applause, go applause. Overshot by 3, 2, 1, lose it.
53 seconds.
53?
Yes.
Where did you get all that time? I can make something else.
Hey, Lou, they say you can do it in 1 minute.
In 1 minute? You're giving me a minute to do a little over a minute to do a whole salad, and we have another break yet. Yeah, just one.
So you're going to be able to pull it off? So you're going to be able to pull it off?
Oh, yeah. Not in the fair, but fair itself, pal. Welcome back to the show, and I got less than a minute 30 to make this salad. I'm cutting these onions real sliced thin. Please don't try this at home. What I've done with my life, I am so happy with it. I don't think I had any breaks in life. I worked hard to do what I wanted to do. I had it in my heart to do it, and I just kept stepping up one step at a time, and that's how I got where I wanted to go. If you have a love for something, you're going to keep trying it, and you're going to do it. You're going to succeed at it. And that's how I became a chef. I hope you all had a great time today. I know I did. I hope I taught you something. All I'm going to do is say, ciao, 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 ciao.